What is the purpose of living legends? And as we honor Namba, ungani kubo bonke abantu masipala wethu umnyango waka Parks, Recreation and Culture ukhethe to honor this great legend.
These young men and women who are standing in front of you this evening are part of a vision that we have, which we call Vision 2022. And this vision says, by that time, this seat will be known in the whole world as a seat that has the best musician in gospel all over the world. And then secondly, that this seat will have the best infrastructure you will need in order for you to produce and distribute music. So that those who have the talents and want to live on music will be able to do so without any hindrances. And thirdly, that this city will then have one event for gospel music, so that whether you're in Japan, you're in Germany, you're in China, and so forth in the world, you know that if you want to enjoy the best gospel music by this time of the year, there is no other place but here in Durban. When I met Pastor Ushomwane, when I met Ungumbego Mbata, when I met Pastor Namba, I must see them wearing their best suits, driving the best cars that they have, because we will have supported them and acknowledged the talents that they have. And through this country, we then want to say to you, this city by the year 2032, there is no one in this city as part of that vision who will be asking for a free ticket because we are then taking away the payday from these musicians. We want them to live off their talents. And that is why, let me tell you, that these kids who are standing here, we are paying them, I think 5,000 rand, whatever the case is, for standing here and rendering the music. We want to tell them that it is possible through your talents to live and not through selling your body, which is now becoming part of our culture. Some of you may then say these things are too far away from Pastor Namba. I know him from a church in Guamashu. I don't think he knew me then. There's a number of sermons that he gave that are still fresh in my mind. And I also listened to him on radio the other day, and one of the questions he was asked, you have so many musicians now who sing gospel, but they are not really believers, Christians, saved, and so on and so forth. And then his response was, that doesn't matter. If it means this must be an entry point for those people to finally live what they sing, so be it. Now, these are not simple words, but very profound that only a person is a legend can say. Now, I'm trying to respond to you because there will be so many people who will say to us, there is 3.5 million people in this city. Why do you select this one and have such an event to honor him? And our response is that, number one, it's human nature to have jealousy. But you are here to become superhuman and get rid of this jealousy. And then number two, I read a book, and this book said something very, very interesting. This guy says he must have been coming from somewhere, because he recounts his life, and he says, I have come to understand under the sun that actually the race does not belong to those who are swift, and also the riches does not belong to those who have an understanding, nor the battle is won by those who are strong, but all of us do have time and a chance. This was not going to be written if it was a simple statement, because we know and we have relatives. We see people all over who have gone through so many years in life but have failed to see and recognize their time and chance. Namba, we are here to recognize you tonight because you saw your time and chance. And because you saw your time and chance, there are these kids and many others who would not have been without you. You are the reason why many of us have hope, and you are the reason why so many of us have achieved what we achieved in life. And therefore, somebody who is a living legend is not someone who only extends the sense of prayer, but at the same time, to extend because I lived, these people don't live. And that is why we declare you a living legend this evening. Have come to be what we are tonight. And this program has been running for 10 years. And we thought this year we should celebrate it in a very unique and special way. And that is why this night tonight belongs to you, Pastor Namba. In conclusion, we know that when you appear to us to be so strong, there is actually somebody who might be a corpse at home, and that is your wife, to whom you go back when you have all the scars from all of us, because living legends sustain scars rather almost every day. And when you go to this person, she would, without qualifications, love and accept you. And you want to say to her also, ma'am, this night does not belong to you. Thank you. Baba, Pastor Namba, on behalf of the 3.5 citizens of the city and all of us here in South Africa, it is my pleasure to give you this token of appreciation, and please know it comes from the depth of our heart to appreciate the person.
This is what it did for me. Rewrote my life. Mercy, rewrote my life. Mercy, rewrote my
I feel blessed. It's very humbling to be honored. You know, sometimes when some Sabians you do the work, and my philosophy is I'm just working. I'm not working to be recognized. I'm just working because it's part of the calling of what God has given me. It's nice when you do something, then the gratitude and the recognition will come. But mina mengiqala yonke lento, honestly kangayenzela ukunqonya kwakumsebenzi, and of course kwagcina sekuba yisinkwa. You know, it paid the school fees for the kids at school. It brought, I was able to buy a piece of bread and it became work. But more than work, it is a calling. So for me, I feel very humble and I'm very grateful to Parks and Recreation and Culture and Arts and Culture Unit, Ubaba Temkosi Ngobo, for starting this initiative of recognizing people who are doing something to impact and change the lives of the other people. What I want to say is this. Joyous Celebration has become, it is an institution that has produced many singers. I can count your Kayam Twetwa, your Ntokozo Mbambo, your Mahalia, your Swazi Dlamini, your Sharon D, Wendy Mseleku, the late, but Ninga Batulogu Joyous. And all the time, I mean, when we started, we didn't have the money. We took from our pockets. At one point, besikubeka sisebenza, uthola ukuthi everyone has been paid. Mina nolindelani sihlala singakhokhelanga because there was no money to pay us when we started. And as time went on, ubona ukuthi something, institutions and corporate baqala ba recognize. Today, I mean, we are sponsored by MTN, but we're looking at it government yethu. Iyakwazi ukupampa imali kwibhola, iyakwazi ukupampa imali kwiboxing, iyakwazi ukupampa imali the runners, athletics, but abayipampa imali entweni njenge-Joyous, which can pull at one show 7 million people. But ICC, that shows you the power of Joyous Celebration. It is a blessing to many people. But why government ingafaki imali? We talk about this not Messi sort, but we are grateful that we do have our MTN, Firstly, I want to say this as a pastor. Everything that you see happening in the marketplace, when I say marketplace, what's happening, let me put it this way, in different churches. And like you've just rightfully put it, making people eat grass, making people eat rats and whatever, drink petrol. I don't blame people who do that because they are fulfilling prophecy. Jesus said in Matthew 24, many false prophets shall arise and they will deceive many. And he said, deceive many. He did not specifically count what kind of deception would there be. And the Bible says in 2 Timothy, he is warning people. He says, in the last days, I think it's chapter 3, he says, there will be so many false prophets and false teachers. And he puts it this way, he says, many people will be taught, will follow the teachings of demons. So all that you see is the manifestation, is the fulfillment of the prophecy. But now, because Jesus warned us, he said some will call themselves Messiah. And when you go around, there are people who call themselves Jesus. They say they are Jesus. So everything that you see is a fulfillment of prophecy. It's supposed to cause the church to go back on her knees and pray. All I would say, abantu abakholwayo, they need to go back to what the word says. If the word says eat grass, then eat it. If it's in the word, because Jesus says in Mark 16, he says, these signs shall follow them that believe. They will lay hands on the sick, and the sick will what? Will recover. He did not say they will give people rats so that people, or drink petrol so that people will be healed. It's not in the word. So I don't believe in things that are not in the word.
Can you please tell us about your upcoming CD and what will stand apart from the others in it? And then the second one is on a civil society element. You're a leader, you're an icon. Speak to us about HIV and AIDS.
Okay, firstly, I want to say my new CD, let me start with the HIV and AIDS. I would like to say we are living in a very crucial time when people are dying. All these things that you see happening, again, they're in the Bible. Jesus made a statement that there will be many pestilences. He says there will be pestilence, there will be famines, incurable what? Diseases. So all that you see, it is that. And I want to say to people, this is the time for people to live right, because HIV and AIDS is real and people are killed by it. So this is the moment of people. I'm the one who believe in abstaining, saying, take care of yourself until you're married, have one partner. And more than that, what will help people is the fear of the Lord. Fear God.